Johnson is...
Don't listen.
Don't tell him anything. Van Pelt's doing fine. And down 30-23, Van Pelt to Reggie, Germany. A united Germany. Ever since the wall came down, he's played better. He's out of bounds at the 3. Then, third and goal. Van Pelt to Eric Mold. We're tied at 30. But Dan Reed says, wait a minute. Didn't you see the 0? It should be delay of game time.
You have a look at the clock right there. Clearly, we're going to freeze it. You see people in motion. The snap has not gotten up. They were late with the snap. Dan Reeves was right.
You can't review it, but look at the job of replay is to correct or wrong that they were wrong. It shouldn't have been a touchdown, but it was. It's 30-all. Meanwhile, Chandler to Terrence Mathis. Chances are Falcons on a drive. Chandler to Brian Finneran. Begin again. Timeout. It's going to be a long field goal to win, though. Jay Feely, rookie, from 52 yards. Man, did he whop it. His 4th of the day. It's good. And look at Feely, touchy Feely. Good, and you know what? You win a game, you're a rookie. There's no problem jumping around.
Yeah, I think that we expect that kind of reaction. You see the enthusiasm that Dan Reeves' teams play with, and I think that even though this has not been a necessarily successful season for the Atlanta Falcons, I love the way he gets the most out of his players.
And so, Feely, the rookie from Michigan, one of the heroes. What about Chris Chandler on the day? 429 yards throwing. So the Atlanta Falcons home against 2-win Buffalo, snowing all week long in Buffalo, 7 feet and still snowing. Herman Edwards Jets win and they're in, and their best weapon is Curtis, my favorite, Martin. 6-0 lead, and this is their longest play from scrimmage all year, 47 yards. So it looks like the Jets are going to roll the Bills. The next play, Vinny Testaverde to Kevin Swain. The Bills have good corners. We heard Bill Parcells talk about him earlier today, Tom. Nate Clements wins the battle, makes a big interception.
Yeah, Nate Clements going to be outstanding. Here you see Peerless Price coming around on the reverse. Alex Van Pelt going to get out in front. Very Doug Flutie-like when we think about getting into the blocking scheme and give him a nice gain downfield. 28 yards for Peerless
and
Price.
And double reverse Price and Price with Van Pelt blocking. He's better at this, throwing. That's a nice, you know what? The Bills score points with Alex Van Pelt. Can we just say it? And it's 14-6. Now the Jets down 14-9. Testaverde rolls out to Curtis Martin under 4 minutes ago, 14 yards on 4th and 2. That's 3rd and 17. They got 14 yards, and your second best weapon is Wayne Kravett. You do it 5 yards, it's a first down. Down 14-9, it's Martin over the 40, 9 yards. 3 plays later, Bill 35, Testaverde, scream, and one of the Bills left on the roster who remembers how to circle the wagons. It's Phil Hansen, who not only makes the play, but throws in a stiff arm.
Yeah, Phil Hansen been making plays for the Bills for a long time. Great job tipping the ball with his left hand. You see Vinny trying to get the ball out. And then at the end, Phil Hansen, great job protecting the football, get down on the ground.
And then those Bills special teams. Oh, my goodness, a punt would have pinned the Jets deep. But Brian Moorman, it's a terrible snap. He tries to swing at it with his foot, and the Jets are in business, just down by 5. Testaverde to Martin, 3 yards out of bounds. Next play at the Bills 38. You see the clock, 26 seconds. Testaverde. Laverne is Coles. He makes the catch, then they spike the ball. So they have a chance to talk about it at the 24. 13 seconds left with no timeouts. Oh my goodness, this better score. It has no chance to score. Martin is tackled. Tick, 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 tick. They actually get this play off, although no one knows it, and it has no chance. The New York Jets, on a throw across the middle, it had no shot. End up, after the Bills give them a gift and another chance, losing to Buffalo 14-9, so the Jets have to wait for another day to try to get in. One thing to say about, well, we'll say Buffalo in a moment, but the issue of the Jets, a puzzling finish, red shirt Vinny.
All I'm going to say is that the play came in from the sideline. We
Miami Dolphins, knowing New England had won, now trying to lock up a home game. Defensive coordinator Jim Bates trying not to let the Buffalo Bills, who upset the Jets last week, continue to upset the contenders. Jason Taylor's had a big year at defensive end, Tom.
Yeah, here he gets upfield on the wide rush, does a great job of tackling Bryson. And again, let's watch him spot shadow right here. Again, Jason Taylor doing his job, getting upfield, getting around the tackle. He disrupted the play enough where his teammates could come in, help out. Again, another run for a loss.
Dolphins have 13 points at the half, and the Bills at only 13 yards. Taylor, Travis, the Bills recovered. Now, we should say that Alex Van Pelt got hurt in the first quarter. He had played very well, injured his right shoulder, so young Travis Brown from Northern Arizona, the Lumberjack, was in, and he's a fumble, and wouldn't you know it, there's Jason Taylor on the ball. Meanwhile, Jay Fiedler with his team up 20-7. Fakes out Antoine Winfield. Fiedler can do this. Miami is 7-1 at home, so getting a home playoff game, pretty important for him. 4 minutes to go. Lamar Smith. Now here's the powerful run that we saw last year.
Yeah, and the 30 carries for 158 yards is what drove the Miami Dolphins last year. Where has this been in terms of consistency?
And here's Brock Marion. You talk about Johnny on the spot. Remember the big Monday night game? He could go all the way. A rarity, a 100-yard interception return. Wow! 34-7. Miami wins it. And by doing so, ensures themselves, well, of at least a home game. But we're going to explain it to you. And any other late results. Bolts had a better game, but look, the numbers aren't great, but running and defense and managing games, and Miami, they're good at home.
It was the game plan for Dave Wanstead and his team from the beginning of the year. We're going to have an outstanding defense led by Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas. We're going to run with Lamar Smith, and we're going to ask Jay Fiedler to manage.
Ran for